Hello, I'm Sierra Scott. Welcome to It's All Good. This is a show dedicated to people, places, companies, and organizations that are working hard to make the world a better place to live. One of the first questions people ask when they eat at Freddy's Frozen Custard is, what do you put in this custard that makes it taste so good? But another pretty popular question they get is there really a Freddy? Well, the answer to that question isn't nearly as interesting as to why would someone name a restaurant after him. As you'll find after hearing this story, it's not just the food at Freddy's that's unique. It's the man the restaurant's named after who's truly the star.
Everybody thinks I'm a fictitious person.
I can assure you that Freddy is real. And when you hear his story, you'll know why he calls himself the luckiest guy in the world.
As a kid, did you ever dream of having a national chain named after you, or?
No, I was just a little farm boy and trying to stay out of trouble.
Freddy was the youngest of 9 children born to J.V. and Lizzie Simon in Colwich, Kansas back in 1925.
My brothers beat up on me and my sister spoiled me.
Freddy's background is typical for the men and women of his generation who value service and sacrifice and believe in the power of hard work.
I gave him a Freddy back.
So how did this Kansas farm boy happen to have a national chain of restaurants named after him? This down-home, unassuming, humble man is also a highly decorated war hero. Pearl Harbor was bombed when Freddy was just a sophomore at Mays High School, but that didn't stop Freddy from trying to sign up for the military immediately.
And all of us, we were 16, we all tried to join, but they wouldn't let us. So I waited till I was 18, and I wanted to be a fighter pilot really bad.
But that wasn't meant to be. Freddy was colorblind, so he was told to try enlisting in the Army instead. That was in 1943. Freddy began his military career as an Army private.
So I wound up in the cavalry at Fort Riley, Kansas.
He helped defeat the Japanese as a Browning automatic rifleman during World War II.
It's an outstanding weapon. It saved my life many times.
Freddy escaped death twice during an assault in Manila, once by suffering a shrapnel injury to his leg, another when a sniper bullet came his way.
And we were on the outside just banging away, and I was shooting all at once. I thumped him. I said, I'm dead. Hit me real hard and it burned me, and I looked down. A sniper that went through one of my clips, didn't set the ammunition off, stuck in the other one. My mother must have been really praying hard at that time. 2 or 3 inches either way and I'd have been gone.
He still has that bullet to this very day.
You don't know if you're going to make it or not. I always had a lot of prayers coming, so I was a lucky guy.
During his service, Freddy was awarded both the Bronze Star and the Purple Heart. The Purple Heart was given to him for a situation that happened in the Philippines.
We had just taken the Manila Hotel, and that's the hotel where MacArthur had his offices on the top story, on the top 5th floor. And the Japanese had just ransacked his old offices. And as we were going out, MacArthur came up to see the deal, and I saluted him, and he saluted me back. I was really proud about that, because he was always a hero of mine.
Right when they reached the street, an artillery barrage hit the entire group.
And the shell hit right in the middle of us. I mean, we were both tossed up in the air. My canteen had a hole about like that. I had shrapnel all through my pack. I thought, well, I got the $1 million wound. That's what we call it if you got wounded bad enough to live but get sent back. And they looked at it and said, oh, we're very short of troops. We'll just patch it up so they put a little.
And they field dressed his wounds and sent him right back to the front lines. He even helped carry more severely wounded that day. Freddy did a lot more than just survive. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you what other honors he brought home during his time in the service. Stay with us. You're watching It's All Good. Just before the break, we told you that Freddy received the Purple Heart for his sacrifices made during World War II. Although the Purple Heart is a huge honor, Freddy says that's not the award he's most proud of.
You have won so many awards and honors. What one are you most proud of?
Oh, probably the Bronze Star.
He received the Bronze Star for his bravery during a battle that happened on October 20th of 1944. the same day MacArthur made his famous "I shall return" promise to come back to the Philippines.
There was a situation on Leyte. That was where MacArthur went. I was on the sixth man off the first boat that hit the shore there. And we got out up in the hills there, and we were cut off by the Japanese, and at that time you didn't have all this radio stuff. They pounded that beach with battleships. All the Air Corps just beat it up. You wouldn't think anybody would possibly be able to live. We got on there and we would start receiving fire. Fortunately, we used the shell holes for foxhole, ready-made foxhole.
The Japanese still took over the hill and forced them back. Then, early the next morning before dawn,
we rushed the hill and took the hill, and we didn't lose one GI on that rush back. So it took us 3 months to take Leyte, and it's only like 15 miles wide and about 30 miles long. There's 4 divisions that hit the beach on D-Day. There was a piece in the paper about that one a long time ago when that happened. But I was a very lucky guy. My mother did a lot of praying. She got all 4 of us back home.
But sadly, not everyone Freddy knew came home. A lot of his friends did not.
Well, wars are funny. You very seldom know what the generals are doing. You're always concerned about the 2 guys right next to you in your little troop. I mean, you get so close to those guys, it's unbelievable. I might cry. Shouldn't do that.
One of his war buddies who did survive, he talks to this very day.
His birthday was the 22nd of February and mine was the 24th. We're 2 days apart. Spent 2 of our birthdays in foxholes getting shot at.
These are stories Freddy kept inside for 58 years. He didn't tell his wife, his children, or even his brothers who are also combat veterans. After meeting another war veteran who convinced him to use his experiences to teach others, he began to open up. Freddy now visits high schools to talk to students about his involvement in World War II and what it meant to him to defend our country. In fact, he's spoken to more than 50 history classes over the past few years.
I got to tell you, I don't ever remember sleeping during the whole war, except one night. We had some replacements come up because we had some guys hit and they were out. And 10 years ago, a gentleman I met in West Wichita, he was on a 3rd wave at Normandy, the 29th Division, and was in the Battle of the Bulge. And he said, "Freddy, I go around to these high schools and tell my story about when they're studying World War II. I think they should hear about that and learn about how important freedom is." I mean, it's just, and it seems like we just get a little bit taken away from us every day. It's kind of sad.
The freedoms that Freddy spent 2 years of his life defending.
Now to smile, you say, "Freddy."
In 2004, Freddy went back to Leyte with his son Bill and his foxhole friend Junior for the 60th anniversary of the landing. Freddy says the Filipino people are grateful for our help to this very day.
They start saluting us and everything else, and I said, "I'm just a PFC, you don't have to salute me." He said, "You guys are our heroes. I mean, you saved us from terrible things." I mean, the MacArthur Monument is right where we landed, and I can show you a picture of it. And it's where they have him coming on shore. He landed about 6 hours after we did. We were through the swamps already by the time he got there.
Did it bring back positive feelings or negative?
Very positive, yeah. Because I said it's over with, and I made it home. Some of my buddies didn't, but a lot of them did. And you got to think, I've always been a pretty positive guy. Saying, war is hell. You work hard and you get rid of all those bad thoughts. I'm gonna cry again. I don't cry. I never cry. Anyway, we're a very fortunate family. It's unbelievable.
In all, Freddy was stationed overseas for more than 2 years. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you where Freddy's life led him next. After the war ended in 1945, Freddy went to Wichita University, which is now known as Wichita State University. He graduated with an accounting degree in 1949.
Went to work for a wholesale company right out of school.
You worked for the distribution company then how many years?
56 years.
Wow, no one does that anymore.
I started as their accountant and then I wound up being their president. I held every position in the company.
A war hero, a Kansas farm boy with high moral and ethical standards, a patriot, a loyal, hardworking employee for over half a century. Who could ask for a more perfect namesake for a restaurant? Freddy had had a dream of opening up a place like this for years.
We've always dreamed about a hamburger joint or hamburger place. In fact, when we moved here, this was all just farmland. And the corner of 13th and Woodlawn was open. And I told my sons, I said, we should put a hamburger joint on that corner. About a week later, there was a McDonald's opened up there. So I'm at a McDonald's sign. So I had to wait all these years to get my hamburger joint.
But he did get it, and it was definitely worth the wait.
Double patty, double cheese, butter toasted bun, sure to please. It's double stacking, lip smacking, cooked.
Freddy's sons Bill and Randy, along with their partner Scott Redler, decided to open a restaurant in honor of Freddy in 2002 when a spot opened up at 21st and Tyler in Wichita, Kansas. At that time, they had no plans to franchise. Now they have nearly 100 Freddy's restaurants in 14 different states.
Did you ever think when you started being involved in this business that it was going to go nationwide? I mean, they're all over now.
There's going to be one. 21st and Tyler was going to be there. That was going to be my hamburger joint. And I guess it went real well, and so we put the one on Rock Road. It went real well, and unbelievable. It just took off.
Freddy's restaurant symbolizes the old-fashioned values Freddy grew up with in Colwich, Kansas. Freddy says people seem hungry for food served in an environment that reminds them of the good old days.
That good-looking one there, the youngest of 9.
Where you from?
My brothers beat up on me, and my sister spoiled me.
Yeah.
That's me a long time ago.
Well, that's what.
I still have that bicycle.
Oh,
One of these days.
What do you think makes Freddy's different from other places?
Management and the people that we hire and the training they get. They're all super kids. I mean, they're just like part of my family.
Another thing that Freddy says he stresses is that it's important not to scrimp on quality. Freddy says his love of high-quality food came from his parents.
And we didn't have hamburgers at our place, we had Steakburgers. My dad had purebred Angus cattle, and when he butchered, we made Steakburgers, we didn't make hamburger. They know how good Norma Jean can cook and how good my mother can cook and her mother could cook, and I wasn't too bad on the grill myself. Especially the Steakburgers, you smash them down real good. That the meat's on the outside of the bun, so you get a taste of the meat before you hit the bun.
Of all the things at Freddy's, what's your favorite?
All of them. No, I usually have the patty melt or the single steak burger with cheese and everything on it. And I love their chili, and the custard is unbelievable.
But that's not the only reason to go.
And the pictures on the wall especially. Just kidding. If you read all those captions, you'll know more about my life than I do.
The pictures that line the walls of this restaurant are real. Freddy's sons have taken a little license with some of the captions, except on any of the pictures that include Freddy and his family in uniform. Those captions are 100% accurate.
Freddy is in the building.
Freddy hugs. I'm that best-looking one, the third from the right. No, there you go. And when they take a picture, you say, Freddy.
Freddy has also come up with a list of what he calls Freddyisms. It's kind of like his version of life lessons and wisdom that he wants to pass on to others. He first wrote them down as part of a speech he gave to high school seniors.
I have a few Freddyisms I would like to pass on to you. Number 1, love, obey, and thank your parents and teachers for your success. 2, Smile, even though times get tough occasionally. It is a proven fact that smiling adds at least 7 years to your life and wins friends. Be prompt. People do not like to wait. Always tell the truth. Number 12, pray a lot. You will be surprised at the power of prayer. I almost forgot the most important ism of all. Exercise and keep in shape so you can enjoy Freddy's frozen custard and Steakburgers at least once or twice a week.
That's awesome. I love this.
I got a standing ovation.
I bet you did. Freddy's is the 5th fastest growing restaurant chain in North America. Not bad for a place named after a guy who considers himself to be a farm boy from Kansas.
Calling card, the Freddy Bucket.
Thank you.
And I don't put them out. I don't put them out unless I sign them. Thank you very much. This is a stamp, but that's a signature.
Freddy is one busy guy. He attends an average of 2 to 3 grand openings or ribbon cuttings all across the United States every month, which is something he thoroughly enjoys.
People just walk around, they want to shake my hand. I said, I'm just Freddy, I'm just an old farm boy. But it's just heartwarming.
Freddy Buck from Freddy. The basketball team and the cheerleader. 5 sons and a daughter.
Those who know Freddy best say it's his contagious smile that attracts people to him. Others say it's his birthday on February 24th that makes him so popular.
Thanks for coming in.
Every year, on my birthday, they sell custard for whatever age I am. And this last year it was 87 cents. My sons can't wait till I get to be 100 that they can get $1.
So, what does it feel like to drive by a Freddy's and realize the place is named after you?
I'm very proud. It's unbelievable. I mean, who would have thought a little farm boy would have a restaurant named after him?
Thank you for the ice cream, Mr. Freddy.
Here's some more Freddy's trivia for you. Freddy and his wife Norma Jean recently celebrated their 65th wedding anniversary. If you'd like Freddy to come to speak to your classroom or a lecture series, you can contact him at freddy@freddysusa.com. If you know someone who has a successful, inspirational, or motivational story to tell, well, we want to know about it too. And we've made it very easy for you to tell us. You can go to one of these websites, or you can contact us through Facebook, Twitter, or you can even send us a letter. Be sure to give us a name, a number where we can reach them, and tell us what they're doing that you think makes them so special.